So sorry today, guys. We are not going to do a live session. I'm going to record this. I've been putting a few recordings up. Just due to that, I still have some coughing attacks, and the more I'm talking now, the more the coughing is happening. So, which is good because it's breaking up this cold that I've had. So, I am going to talk to you a little bit of what I have gone through in this last week and what I've been taught and shown. This is for those people that have raised themselves high, that come to an understanding that there's more than just what the walks of earth are, that you see with spiritual eyes now. And so if you can see with spiritual eyes, you will understand what I'm going to tell you now. And go from there. If you do not see through spiritual eyes at a higher elevation, then you will not understand what I'm going to tell you. And it's going to be hard for you to hear these things. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit of point 1, which took me to point 2. So the word sorcery came to my head. And I know what sorcery is, but I wanted to define it further. And this is as I was working on doing some work with the angels, with the heads of office in Canada, that sorcery is a very prominent word around this Prime Minister. He has evil advisors and evil seers. Now, this has been happening since the beginning of time, almost the beginning of time, that leaders, Romans, church leaders, they all had guides, and a lot of these guides were of sorcery, and they were seers of sorcery. Now, you could be a good seer or you could be a bad seer. So they go to counsel for these seers, and these seers drew on the bad, the malevolent spirits that to give them information. And it's still happening today. Any person in power has a group of these people around them. They're the coven, they're the sorcerers. It's still happening today. Sorcery defined: the use of magic, especially black magic, spells, chants, immoral or false practices, magic used for evil, evil advisors, seers of evil. Proverbs 25:5-25. Take the evil advisors away from the king, and the goodness will make his kingdom strong. Evil advisors is a sort of special rank. You must be a staff member. This is written. Evil chancellors torture the main character and convince the king that it is good. Okay. So now I'm going to go into what I've been doing, and I broke it down day by day, and I'm just going to read this to you. Day 1, meditation. Closing by looking to the stars and meditating the concerns and asking all the universe to activate the few, the many, to help push the darkness back. Day 2, I repeated the same thing. Day 3, I repeated again the same thing. But as I was asking those in the universe to help, I broke down in tears outside, pleading my concerns. I went inside, knelt by my couch in prayer, and tears for protection of good people making a stand for freedom. A voice came to me and said, "Now is the time. Do you want to see the Prime Minister?" I said, "What? How?" The voice said, we will take you. You will be fully conscious, and your spirit will walk with us." I agreed. I sat in my meditation pose and let the angels guide me. I walked through a door in one of the most beautiful homes I've ever seen. I asked the angels with me, "Where is he?" They said, "They put a deep sleep on his family. He is upstairs in the bathroom." I said, "I'm not going in there." They said, "We will show you something." I followed, able to walk through another closed door, looking upon a man curled up in a ball by the toilet. It was him, Mr. Trudeau. He looked up and got scared and started yelling for help. I was taken back because he could see me. I told him no one would hear him. He swore at me, yelled at me, and I looked upon this pathetic man. Then he began to throw up. He has great stomach issues and bowel issues. And to my surprise, he was throwing up this black sludge. I see clearly now that even his inner being is black. I told him that if he does not listen to his good people to help them, a plague would be cast upon him, that his crimes will be released for the whole world to see. When I and the angels exited, they said they will make his nights miserable. I was then joined by Michael the Archangel, and he told me we were to go to a police headquarters, or a head of police, and to show yourself to him. We went into a large room, and I believe it was like at a hotel of sorts. Well, there were many tables, and this man in uniform was getting ready to brief many police. I walked up to him in spirit. It startled him, and he drew his gun on me. I smiled and said, "That will do no good. As you can see, I am transparent." He squinted his eyes several times. I started talking to him as he was a small boy, and he liked to play with trucks. He had a favorite red truck he played with, and I reminded him who he wanted to be. He wanted to be a fireman or a trucker. He was shocked that I brought his childhood up. Then Michael showed himself to this man, standing 10 foot tall behind me. I heard Michael's wings extend as the man fell to the ground in fear. "I say to you now, step down. Do not lead these police to harm good people," I said. "If you do, a plague will come upon you and all you love." Then Michael took me home. I was informed by Michael that the angels alone cannot do what was done this night unless they have a human spirit lead them in. Do you understand your power? Not all are elevated to do this, but it only takes a few, and you can activate your consciousness to separate of spirit and help the angels. I later learned that I was not talking to the chief of police, that a man stepped down the next day, and he was a staff sergeant of Ottawa. I saw his picture, and that was him. I thought I was speaking to the chief of police, but since this man stepped down, many officers backed away from the situation also. Light workers, star seeds, bring yourself to your highest in love and light and ask to help. Let the angels come to you, and you can help them. You have the power to work with the angels. Now back to, I'm calling him JT, you know who I'm talking about. He has not stepped down. I remote viewed a team of men and women he has around him. They are sorcerers, evil advisors, and seers, and viewers. The next day, as I was working, JT was looking face to face at me as I was looking at my computer screen. I was at work. I was taken back because I believe he has no power. Then I saw a man next to him who was a sorcerer. Since I connected to JT, only the sorcerer had to connect to me through him. I immediately went into the restroom and cloaked myself and washed myself of any connection that they were trying to place upon me. I immediately heard the sorcerer, "We have lost her. We have lost the connection." I saw JT scream at him, screaming. His countenance changed to evil. He screamed at this man all the way out of this man's sight. Now if JT does not get his way, he turns into this other person. I realized then the depth of evil that these mouthpieces have behind them, meaning you will never be able to reason with this man and his sorcery connection. Now, what can you do? I don't have any fear. I haven't ever had any fear during this time. I'm not scared at all. I cut the cords of these attachments. The use of trickery and foolery, that is all they have. But you have the sounds of God in you. You speak of love, faith, hope, charity, because you know your faith and truth. Now is the time to spiritually step up to the plate. All you good people, walk with the angels. Let the angels use your human vibration to help them fight the sorcery of these elites that want their darkness to rule this planet. You have the power. You have this in your birthright. Push the darkness back by exposing the light. What I need from you right now, right here and right now, is your light. I need your light for the angels. Your angels need your light to activate them. We need to work with the angels. We will be the silent spiritual warriors battling on the dimensional eternal side. A call to all light workers. Now let me tell you something that they told me. I said, "Why do you need me? Why can't you just do this yourself?" They said there's laws, and they cannot go beyond boundaries and certain laws. That a human can invite them in to help. Last night, I wanted to remote view again JT to see what he was up to. He was in a large room, like a conference room, with a long table, and there's men all around the table. They all had paper, and what they were trying to do is figure out how to give the people just enough to make them go home, and then they were going to really crack down on them to punish them. So people of Canada know that your punishment will come if you do not fully get a win. You basically need to get these people out of office. So what I did is I realized at this table no one could see me. I was alone. So I walked behind JT and I blew on his neck. He immediately looked up. He felt it. He knew someone was there. But he didn't say anything. So I talked in his ear and I said, "I'm back." And he stood up and he said, "Show yourself." and I did not. I turned away from him, and I called the angels into the room, for they could not come into the room because that would be against the laws. But a human can beckon an angel, and even though I was in spirit, astral projecting, I beckoned the angels into the room, and they casted themselves into the room. All the men stood up in fright, and then one of the angels came to me and told me to go, that my job was done, and I did. So this is something that light workers, star seeds, all those that know that they have a calling on this earth. Your calling is spiritual. Your calling is unseen. You will not be praised for any of this by worldly people because it is unseen. You are behind the scenes. You're helping the angels. They need humans to call them in. They need you. They need your spiritualism, your light, and your strength. We need to battle with the angels. And you need to go into your meditations and go to the highest. You need to go outside and talk to the stars. You are the star talkers. If you think this is funny, then you're not ready. If you hear the call, then you are ready. You don't need to be scared. If you do feel fear and feel that you are scared to do this, then what I ask you to do is pray for us that are doing it. I ask for prayers for protection and light and energy as we go forth and we break out in astral projection to help the angels. Many of you know that you have strength in you. It's time to activate that strength in love and light. Learn from these Canadian people as they have great love in their hearts and great love for their neighbors and great love for their country. Because there will be a day that we will also need to be called out upon our land of the United States, and we will need to do the same thing. If we can start here and help these great people in their strength, that we may avoid a catastrophe on our land. Hear me now. Hear these words. Feel it if it's right for you in your heart, because there's many spiritual warriors out there that can do just this. And if you walk with the angels, you can fight with the angels, because they're here. And the time is now. And you cannot deny it any longer. I pray for the great people of Canada, that they may be taken care of, that the angels will walk among them, give them strength, give them heat, give them food, give them the necessities that they need to fight the good fight. I pray for the Pastor Arthur, who is in jail now. He is in jail because he refused to wear a mask when he went to get the mail. He's in jail because he fed the poor and the hungry during COVID shutdown without a mask. He's in jail now because he was on his way to pray for the truckers. And they stopped him and jailed him, and they are treating him very badly. He is a mouthpiece of God. And God is using the strong men at this time and women. They are stepping up to the plate. And I have spiritual warriors out there that have the means to do this. And they will have the protection, but you will never get the glory, nor should you seek it. For this will be a private thing for you, that you will walk with the angels and serve with the angels and fight with the angels and help the angels now. If you cannot do that, then we ask for prayers that we have the strength to do that, because everybody has their own tolerance level. I know this channel is small, and actually this channel is bigger than we know. The channel is being suppressed, and that is okay, because it is reaching the people that it needs to reach. It's reaching the people that understand. It's reaching the people that have the call. Godspeed. Peace out.